Good morning, world. You're now tuning in to Breakfast with Bros. This is Joel.
And this is G.
And you know, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of Breakfast with Bros. We are now here at episode 5.
Episode 5, man.
Cinco.
Episode 5.
Episode 5. Now, last episode was we did a joint episode.
Yeah.
With a 2020 vision.
Yep.
Shout out to Paul.
Yep. Shout out to those guys over there, man.
And it was probably the toughest episode yet.
Yeah.
Because it was like
It was a rough week.
and it was like an emergency episode.
Yeah.
Because we felt like we just had to.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't planned.
No, it wasn't
But
planned.
we didn't know, what type of week, it was going to be. But when life happens, you got to respond.
Yeah. So here we are back to kind of our, I wouldn't say our way of doing things, but kind of more into the flow of how we want this podcast to be represented to all of you that are watching.
For sure.
And if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, hit that subscribe button that I'm putting right here. Subscribe, all right? And make sure you hit that little bell icon so that way you get our notifications as well when we post new videos.
Please. And thank you guys so much that's already been subscribing and
Yes.
doing all of that. And your feedbacks are extremely amazing. I know it means the world to both of us, and we actually take the time. We read it, we share with one another, and it's really, inspiring us to just keep going and keep moving forward.
Yeah, you all don't know how much you actually encourage us. And hopefully through what we do, we can encourage somebody else. But honestly, every time you guys comment or send us a message when you like the video, it just encourages us to continue to do what we're doing.
Yes, sir.
So today, back into our little schedule, because we got it scheduled up to episode 8 now, after we was talking earlier.
Yep.
So this is episode 5.
Yes, it is.
And, I got to tell a little bit of my story.
True.
In episode 2.
Yeah.
Which we didn't really expect it to go that way. We just were talking about, we just said, hey, we're going to talk about some things, and ended up wrapping around some pieces of my life.
Yeah.
And today, I think we should discuss anxiety.
Yeah, man.
Anxiety, societal pressure.
Yeah. We anxiety is something that every single one of us have.
Right.
And have gone through.
Right.
Some of us
if we're honest.
If we're going to be honest.
Yes.
Right? Life itself, man, it just gives you anxiety.
Yo, what's crazy? People, so my wife said this to me the other day because I was telling her something. And I said, I know it's normal for you that I'm positive all the time.
Yeah.
But just remember how abnormal it is for somebody to be positive every day.
Yeah.
So when I have a day when I'm not feeling like myself, remember, I'm human.
Yeah, exactly. And, and many times, people will see us, right? And they know our families, they know what we're into, they know what kind of brothers we are. And sometimes they don't think, man, that, we go through the same thing that everybody goes through.
Right.
It's just publicly, you know what I'm saying? We do a better job on...
You gotta wear the mask.
You gotta wear the mask.
Pull that identity theft out.
But how many of you know sometimes you gotta deal with what's going on underneath the mask?
Well, let me ask you, right? So some people say, well, anxiety, even if you don't want to label it, sometimes you maybe not feeling like yourself. Yeah. Whatever, right? Because it's normal. You know when you're feeling 100%
you,
and when you're a little off.
Yep.
What are some of those things you think could bring about some of those pressures maybe?
Life in general is going to bring its own pressure, whether you like it or not. As long as you're alive, sometimes, not knowing if you have enough, if you will make enough to, pay the rent, pay the mortgage, take care of your family. And, like you just, you and your wife just welcome, your firstborn child.
Yeah.
That's, as great as that is, there's a level of anxiety.
It is great.
And it's wonderful. Don't get me wrong, it's wonderful. Whatever you have to do, to support, you will. But there's a level of, what happens if I lose my job? Now it's not just affecting me, I have a wife,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then now I have somebody that's looking up to me.
Because let's be real, me by myself, I can find a couch.
Yeah, listen, you can find it, it's easy, right?
Like worst
right?
case scenario.
Yeah,
And I've been there.
exactly.
Let's not front.
Yeah.
Some people front like they always had it together. No.
Exactly. No.
I've been on somebody's couch.
No, listen, so, that's one of them. And sometimes I think for me, not, everybody has different reasons, but for me, it's the pressures that you put on yourself and the pressures that you allow other people to place on you.
So isn't that when we say, not so much peer pressure, because peer pressure, I believe the way that we use the definition is when someone kind of corners you to do something that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So I guess we would say like societal pressure, like when people have expectations.
Crazy, crazy expectations.
Right.
And I spoke about it a little, and I forgot what episode it was, but I remember.
We only on episode 5. No, I'm playing. I don't know what episode.
Man, ever since I was born, bro, I felt like there was always this expectation of who I was supposed to be as a man.
Before you were even a man?
Even before I was a man. Like as a little boy.
So let's dive into that, right? Because clearly episode 3 we spoke about, we say you're a pastor.
Self-discipline.
We say you're a pastor,
yep,
right?
Yep.
That within itself is...
Bro.
I'm his guy that's there. I know just a piece of it, so I can imagine all of that. So you're a pastor, right?
Yeah.
And some people may say, hey, you have anxiety, you have these worries, but you trust in God, and you're supposed to help other people trust in God.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So it's almost like they feel like you're not allowed to be human.
And that's where we go wrong. And that's where we make mistakes in life, because we act like we're in that heavenly horse 24/7.
Right.
And one thing you have to understand, just because I have faith in God, just because I have a relationship with God, doesn't mean that my flesh is always in a battle.
Right.
Right? We're flesh, we're spiritual, and we got a soul. Right? Mind, body, and soul. Right? So your mind could be good, your body is sick.
Yep.
Right? Your soul's intact, or vice versa. Or all three of them, could be in trouble. And when all three are not healthy, that's when you fall into crazy anxiety that brings into depression that can also give birth to suicide. See, with me, when I was born as a kid, right? From the time I was growing up, my mother always would embed that in my head. No, he was like, Junior, because that's what my mom always called me, Junior, right? Because I'm named after my dad. May he rest in peace. She was like, remember how we always tell you, because before I was even born, the Lord had given my parents a vision.
Right.
Even before they had children, that they would have 3 sons. And the first one would be the one to replace, my dad, which is me. And, that ever since even before I was born, there was a call of ministry on my life.
So let me unpack a few things there for people, right? All right. So you gotta understand, somebody's been telling you something since you were young.
Bro.
In your head, you now, no matter where the ceiling is at for that, you have to live up to it.
I gotta live
if
up
the
to
ceiling
it.
is down here, you still have to live up to it, no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
And if it's up here, even more. So your mom doesn't watch this, right?
You can talk.
Alright. I don't want her to be like, get me downstairs in that kitchen, I'm in trouble.
She probably
So as a parent, your mother got this vision from God. You don't know God yet. You know God through your parents.
Through my parents,
So as a child, you're like, this lady talking crazy.
Bro, I ain't
never have a conversation with this guy.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the relationship with your parents. So now your mother and father doing the best that they can.
Of course.
Put these expectations on you, which
not knowingly the anxiety and the pressure.
Which can put pressure on you.
Right? Because everything in life, there's a positive side and there's a negative side.
Right.
It's cool to know that God has a plan for your life, this, and that. But then there are going to be the days where you feel like you can't live up to that expectation.
Right. But obviously let's tell the people you're a pastor.
I am.
And your father's place.
Yeah.
Not his place, your own place.
My own place.
Your
but
own place.
I'm
I don't want to
continuing.
say you're continuing. I don't like to say place because he cemented
Yes,
his place.
His place.
And you're
He
continuing.
ran
now,
his race.
Right. Now
he
you're
did everything he
your
was
place.
supposed to do.
Exactly.
And now, this is chapter 2.
Right.
Chapter 2.
So, all right. So even before you get into full ministry, then you
I ran away from it.
Right. Then you had some hard times because of anxiety and pressure.
Bro, coming that's what my first book was all about.
Right.
If you only knew what God has what we do.
I missed. Did they miss the special or the special still going on?
Y'all missed the special.
No, bring the special back.
All right.
2 for 1. Look.
The 2 for 1 special.
Gene, the co-host of Breakfast with Bros, is telling y'all to go get Joe.
Go to Amazon, please.
Can I plug? I think I can.
This is about the book. All right, please go get both of them: the Hunger Man special and my very first one.
We're gonna do 2 for 1.
Exactly. So what was happening with that? Originally I'm from Haiti. Right. So it's a whole different livelihood over there. It's a different culture.
I've been there. Yes.
I grew up around people that looked at me my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I saw other people was when I came to America.
Right.
And the treatment that I received, because I didn't speak English, I had a crazy accent, I was bullied in school. And to be honest with you, there was I don't know if you saw the Karate Kid with Jalen Smith.
Oh, yeah.
You know the part where he was like, I hate it here. I want to go home.
When he got the fake tears going on.
Bro, that was me growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand, bro. I hated living in America.
How long did you carry that with you?
For a long time. I carried it a long time, bro, even all up until high school. I hated here, just the way people...
At that point, you got friends.
I had friends, but I didn't feel like I was loved. To be honest with you, I wouldn't consider that I had friends. I think I had people... First and foremost, when I was in Saunders, right? We both went to Saunders together. I felt like a lot of people, because when they realized that I had musical talents, and when I did the talent show at Saunders my first year, by the way, I won all 4 years straight, right? I had to put that out there. But prior to that, bro, I was the guy that I didn't feel I was smart enough to hang out with the geeks, and I wasn't cool enough. I didn't have the right clothes to hang out with the cool kids.
Right.
But I was
in the middle.
Mm-hmm. And being in the middle, bro, is a lonely place. It's really a lonely place because you don't belong to a specific group. You're just there. You're just in the middle of the floor. Everybody got their own thing. You ain't got nothing. It was not until I did that talent show. Shout out to Jason Kyle. Gave me the opportunity to talk me through.
He was hosting, wasn't he?
He was the host.
Yeah, I remember. Right. Yeah, he was hosting.
He brought me out there.
I remember that.
And at that time, the way I was doing it, I was playing all the top 10 songs. Right. So I started doing things that made other people feel good.
Right.
And it made me feel good because they were feeling good. But in actuality, I felt like a lot of people saw my gift, but never saw me.
So at this point, you still have anxiety, right? So now, doing that, don't you feel like you put pressure on yourself now to live up to the expectations from that talent show? Because that's how people saw you.
I did. And that's the thing. The very next day, when I went back to school, I was walking different. Because I felt like big man on campus.
Chest all
out. But the thing is, it's like I had to build from that.
Right.
I could no longer go back to, you know what I'm saying, who I was. But then it's like there wasn't a talent show every week.
But that was fake.
You know? So sometimes when you're struggling with yourself, right? So I'm saying all this to get to this point. It took me a very long time to realize and to learn that nobody is responsible for my joy and my happiness but me.
All right, so let me stop you right there, because that's a great point, and I hope everybody not only heard, but I hope they listen and receive that. Because this gonna sound, you know me, I'm super technical, I'm like analytical, I'm like, like, I could go over there, but I gotta get back here because I gotta, it gotta be that way.
Exactly.
Right? So when people say, oh man, you make me happy, it burns me up, man. It burns me up.
I can add to your happiness.
Right.
But I cannot make you happy.
Right.
Some people, bro, no matter what you do, if they're not a happy person, you can move the world. It just doesn't mean anything. It has to come from you. You know, you got to get home for you.
And that's what I'm saying.
You can't do it for nobody else.
So when you were in that point in time in life, you, like you said, you're doing things that brought joy to other people.
Yeah. But it wasn't bringing joy to me.
You were living off of that.
Off of their energy.
It was a facade.
It was. Right. I had the mask on. And the thing about it is, bro, but I had to hit rock bottom. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I know many of us here know a lot of people that hit rock bottom and then get a second chance in life.
Well, okay. When we talk about rock bottom.
Bro, my anxiety led to depression. Mm-hmm. And I thank God for two people, especially in my life. When I was in high school, I had Sister Marie Judith Jean Baptiste. Mm-hmm. She was like another mother to me.
She's solid.
Very solid.
She's solid.
And bro, throughout all my years in high school, bro, she would talk to me. Mm-hmm. Like, we went to the same church, and I don't know what she saw in me, but she just, reached out. Right? Sometimes you just need somebody to reach out. Have you ever felt a certain way in life and you don't have the words to explain what it is that you're going on, and sometimes people look at you and they want to preach to you, and all you really need is a hug at the moment.
Bro, why you say that? Remember I told you Friday.
Can I just get a hug?
Remember I was like, yo, sometimes,
yes.
Yes.
Neha just need a hug.
A nigger just need a hug.
Yeah, because bro, it's you don't understand the pressure it takes, especially, man, being a black man in America, being a black man in this world. There are so many things fighting against us.
Well, we're gonna unpack that. We are, because we got some time.
Yes.
But before we unpack that, let's go back to you, like you said, with Sister Julie. You say you hit rock bottom, right? Yeah. Now, everybody has a different rock bottom. And
bro, my rock bottom came when I was maybe might have been a year or two, maybe of being married.
Okay.
The honeymoon stage didn't last very long.
You had the honeymoon stage in the beginning?
Huh?
You had the honeymoon stage in the beginning?
We're supposed to.
No, did you though?
I did.
You did?
But I think my honeymoon stage
was from the dating.
That was my honeymoon.
That's what I'm trying to. All right, so I'm trying to.
That was my honeymoon.
Because we can talk about that later. I'm trying to differentiate. So yeah, I know the honeymoon stage was dating, got engaged, said I do.
It was real dope.
Honeymoon.
Right?
And then stop.
And then life.
Right?
And life was
just to be real, that's gonna be another episode. Yes. To be real,
we won't talk.
You know my
Stay tuned.
You know my statement. I'm just gonna say this one statement. We're gonna get back on track. People always say to me, "Yo, marriage is easy," and my response is always, "Marriage is beautiful."
Yep.
And we'll leave it at that.
We're gonna leave it at that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's another episode.
So you said year 2 of marriage. Year 1 or 2.
Bro. It's just a lot was going on. God gave me an opportunity to lead a youth group in my church. That's the thing, right? I got all these titles in the church. At that time, I was the youth director.
That's what I was about to say.
I was the youth director.
So you have, all right, so you're youth director at church. What else? Give me your titles that you were at church. Youth director.
I was the music director
Director.
The youth director.
Youth director.
All right, so that's two different things. The
music director.
Yeah. That was my two main positions at the church.
Did you have other positions at the church? Titles?
Choir director.
All right, so 3, right?
Yeah.
So 3 positions
and I was the bishop's son.
No. That's not church. 3 positions at church, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you go outside the church, bishop's son.
Yeah.
Because that's part of natural. You are a son.
Husband.
You're a husband.
And I'm a newly father.
A new father. A brother.
Yeah.
You weren't an uncle yet.
Nope.
You weren't an uncle yet.
Not at all.
So now people might say like, well, that's life. But yeah, all of those things, especially being the oldest, can bring different levels of pressure because people expect certain things from you because they believe that they know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. And my thing is, come on, guys. Some of you probably watching like, oh, this is nothing. Everybody is different. We're wired differently, and everybody don't deal with pressure the same way.
No.
There's not a to do or what not to do. You have to know you as a person.
It's two-way pressure. 2 ways pressure can go. To bust a pipe or to make a diamond.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But remember, before the diamond, gets its sparkle, it gotta go through that fire.
Yeah.
And that fire burns. You know, so with me, I had all these titles, and yeah, on Sundays, looked like I had everything together. But I suffered my first heartbreak in church, and I took that personal.
This is before marriage, y'all.
This is before marriage, bro.
So y'all know this before marriage.
Going back.
Trying to keep you out with the time.
Yeah, you know. So there was a part of me that like died with that.
Mm-hmm.
I was angry, but you know what I realized on my way driving here? Part of my anxiety, part of my depression, the way that I battled with it before, bro, I became angry.
Right.
I used to have like, bro, this crazy, thing about me where I get upset so quick. Bro, I used to punch through walls, man. Like, see, if dudes remember the way our church used to look like back in there, we had the sheetrocks that, back there where the music room is, there used to be a wall that goes back there. Bro, I punched through that wall so many times that we had to get rid of the wall. Bro, my anger, like that's how my thing is, I was depressed. I was the little boy in me was dying on the inside.
Right.
And I felt like I was surrounded by everybody who liked what I brought to the table, but never really truly liked me.
Okay.
And the way I combated with that, I would get angry and I could not control for many years, bro. I had anger issues.
So when you say that, right? Now you said the way people looking at you. So as you grew,
do
you feel like what helped was the way you looked at yourself?
Yeah, knowing that, because honestly, when you lost, when you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to deal with your emotions, the first thing we want to do, we always want to find the nearest person to blame, right? But the thing is, as you grow and as the Lord starts to reveal some things to you, because the first thing, before God reveals himself to you, he's going to reveal you to you.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to reveal who you really are. Yeah. But then you can't come to him fronting like, like you got it all together. It's me, the music director. Nah. The song says it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my title, not my mother, not my father, not anything that I do. It's me, the broken child.
This applies for all of y'all, right? I know y'all like, I don't know, right? We talk about what we're going to talk about, and y'all already know we are two God-fearing men.
Yep.
And it's the inevitable that we talk about that.
Yep.
And I don't know if you watch it. I don't know if you believe in God. I don't know if you pray. But I know when somebody sneezes, you say, God bless you.
Facts.
I know when something goes on, you say, oh my God.
Facts.
I know when you get surprised, you're like, Jesus. So I'm not saying you believe in him, but you use all the epithets towards that. So I just want to put that out there. If you think this may not apply to you, maybe not in this certain mind frame, but you do have pressures. You do look outside yourself sometimes to figure those things out. So I just
some people go alcohol.
Yeah, so I just want to remind you that this is for you too.
No, this is for every single one of us, wherever you come from.
So we're heading at it, right? Let's get to it, man. You married 2 years, right? And what happened? Then you told me you like,
bro. What ended up happening, bro? I wasn't doing a good job handling my pressure. Mm-hmm. I started keeping things bottled in. I'm one of those that I wasn't being vocal about what I was feeling, what I was going through. I would let things bottle in. And what happened is, it kept adding up. And it came to a point where I blew the fuse. I was fighting with my wife all the time, like, verbal. We're just arguing all the time. It came to a point where, I went to work and I dread coming home. Like, I dread coming home.
You know what that is, man. You sit in that parking lot. Look, a lot of y'all do this. You get home.
You sit in the parking lot.
You sit in that parking lot.
I be sitting in my car.
15, 20 minutes.
Extra 15, bro. Sometimes I would sit in my car for an hour just watching YouTube, just anything to, like, not deal with the reality.
Oh, it was a lot of traffic.
But, sometimes I pull up right in the garage.
We give y'all the real, man. Y'all think...
Open book.
Give y'all the real.
Because I can't help you if I don't tell you the real. This is life. This is what life is, Sometimes we dress the part, but we're not ready for it.
I know everybody watching this sat in that car and like...
Yeah. How many times have you thought about, maybe if I made this turn, nobody would... Look, I got to a point in my life, bro, where I started telling myself, preparing myself that my life wasn't worth it. I started getting myself ready. See, you don't just wake up one day and do something stupid. There's just little things that...
When you say getting yourself ready, we're talking...
I was talking
about suicide.
I was getting ready to end my life. I was getting ready to end my life, and I couldn't take it no more. I felt like a failure as a husband. I felt like I was failing my wife because the image that I had of marriage in my head right?
You had that fairy tale.
I had that fairy tale image ever since I was, a little boy.
I blame Cinderella and Little Mermaid and all that.
That's why please be very careful, those of you, when you see things on social media and then you like sharing things and making hashtag relationship goals. No, nobody's relationship is your goal. Your goal is to find you.
So let me say a few things on that.
But that's another.
That is. Yeah, that's the first part of the relationship. Your relationship.
But exactly.
So people be like, all right. So people, we're talking about marriage just a little bit. Oh gosh, we can't help it. So people be like, oh, y'all always look happy, you're smiling, but they don't realize how much you probably had to fight for those smiles.
Working process. You have to fight for it. Smiles don't come easy in life, bro.
So not at all. So to get back to where you're at, right? And I'm gonna use that word because I don't want that word to be like a, like one of those words you shouldn't say. Or something to say like suicide.
We gotta call it because for what it is. In our community.
In our community, I know a lot of people don't talk about, but in our community specifically, people do not talk about it. No. They don't talk about depression. They don't talk about anxiety. They don't talk about pressure.
And we need to.
Man
up. Stop doing that. Please stop.
Man up.
Stop doing that. Just because I'm down, just because I'm crying, just because I'm shedding tears, doesn't mean that I'm not a man.
Right. And
you're a man actually if you're able to cry.
When you realize that, and to hit on the point you said, right? We're talking about suicide and get out of here. And you were sorry, I got my cat. Gosh, she obviously trying to make us happy. She must feel like what we talking about.
Exactly.
And you talking about suicide, people say, man, you a PK, a pastor's kid.
Sure.
Man, you got it good.
And the devil's like, and?
You got both of your parents.
And?
You married.
And?
You got a kid.
And?
Right.
What does that mean?
But that's what people were saying. They would say, how can you allow yourself to get there and you got this relationship
because
with God?
People always attach happiness and joy and peace to things. Mm-hmm. To things, to titles, to the size of your house, the car that you drive, and none of those things will bring you joy. None of those things will bring you happiness at all. I don't care. Come on, bro. We had Robin Williams, whose job was to make all of us laugh.
And you know what's crazy? That I just got a little bit chill because that's what you said early on. You said through your music, you will bring joy to everyone else. Your talent, your God-given talent. Robin Williams, God-given talent that man was just naturally funny.
What?
Made all of us come on.
Just looking at
I watch Mr. Doubtfire every time it's on, and he's so unhappy that he did not want to stay amongst us anymore.
No. And the thing about it is, we've conditioned ourselves as people, right? Lights, camera, action. And we put this persona. Hello, we're good, this and that. But guess what? Every time, cut.
I can't do that. Like, my wife knows. And, I walked up to you a few times. Like, bro, you need to go walk away. Go somewhere. Because my wife be like, well, can you not be like that? Because I'm like, no. This is how I feel. Yes. And if I don't show it right now, it's gonna be worse later. Because
so you have to deal with you.
Know me.
You gotta deal with you. You can't stop lying to yourself.
Because my tolerance is super high.
Yeah, and just because it's super high don't mean that
So when I feel something, when the pressure gets there immediately,
you got
and if I don't, look, y'all know me. I am this person that y'all see all the time that is happy.
Facts.
I'm a good person. I love people. But when that pressure hit and I didn't talk about it, I didn't express it. Oh, this is not Gene.
No,
I'm just
it's gonna take. Whoa. Now you show.
I told you I was Haitian. This for all my Haitian family. I told you I was Haitian.
Bro, it's gonna take it there, but bro, I just got to a point where, and the funny thing is, I'm leading these young people and I'm telling them, don't ever allow yourself to be depressed.
Right.
I'm telling them everything that I need in my own life.
Right, talking to yourself.
I'm literally talking to them.
Should be talking to
but honestly, talking to them many times. Every time I talk to somebody and I share something with them, I'm not just encouraging them, but I'm also encouraging myself at the same time because I need that. But bro, it was just a dark night. After a crazy argument, my wife went to bed, and I was just done. I got in my car. I drove.
I bet it was cold.
Yeah, I got in my car. I left the house. I drove. I left my. I don't think my son was even 1 year old yet. Yeah, he definitely wasn't 1 year old yet. And I left my house and I drove. I used to do this thing when I'm stressed. I just get in the car and I drive.
Right.
I would drive for like 40 minutes, 30 minutes,
Right.
and then I come back home. I feel better. Put the windows down, blast music, get myself home. But that day, I drove and I kept getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And bro, something just told me to drive to the Whitestone Bridge. And I'm crying now. I'm shedding tears and I'm,
And where did you live at this time?
And I live in Scarsdale. Yeah, I was in Scarsdale, New York. So
And
I got in the hutch.
I just,
Yeah.
all right, so for people that don't know, right, I just want y'all to understand how powerful thoughts can be.
Yes.
Because thoughts
It is.
become words and words can become action.
Action.
Right?
Yes.
It's some other process, but,
Yes.
thoughts is first.
Yes. Yes.
So
It's
I want
thoughts in the mind.
Right, so I want y'all to understand, right, why I stopped him, because this man left his house in Scarsdale,
Yeah.
drove to the Whitestone Bridge, which is in the Bronx.
Yes.
And just so y'all know, in relation to where he lives at, that's a 35 minute
35
drive.
minute drive.
So
35
the reason
minutes.
why I say that is because there was something going on so powerful in a negative way
Mm-hmm.
that allowed you to drive 35 minutes to the Whitestone Bridge and
Feeling that you had nobody that you can talk to, nobody that you can call on, and you just felt alone and angry, right? To be lonely is one thing. To be angry, it's another. To be both at the same time is dangerous.
And you got to the bridge?
I got to the bridge. I kept telling myself nobody would miss me.
Did you get out the car?
I got out the car. I pulled over.
Yeah, I didn't know that part.
I pulled over. I got out the car. For some strange reason, I forgot my cell phone was in my back pocket. I wanted to leave it in the car.
Right.
And the crazy thing is there's cars going around. Normally somebody would bro, nobody's stopping.
It's New York.
Nobody's stopping. I pulled over and I picked up my phone to turn it off. And when I picked up my phone to turn it off, my phone rings. When my phone rings, it was a good friend of mine, Charlene, that I worked with.
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yeah. And she called me for like out of nowhere. And she says, "Hey Jay, how are you?" She always call me Jay. She's like, "Hey Jay, how you doing?" I'm like, I don't know if maybe she heard something in my voice. She's like, "Hey man, I'm just calling you." She was like, "No, I'm just calling to let you know, I just wanted to thank you." That's what she said first. I wanted to thank you. I'm like, "For what?" She was like, "I want to thank you, for, showing me some things and introducing, me to, faith and all of that, man. My life is completely different. I just want to do that. And she said, "I just want to let you know, man, I love you." At a moment in my life where I felt unloved, I was married and felt unloved. Had a beautiful baby boy that looks just like me and felt lonely.
And he do look like he still says. And to remind everyone, right, this is not because he was married. This is because of...
No, this had nothing to do with my marriage. Please don't think that it's my wife did something or no. This is stuff that
we gotta go back
ever
to
since I was younger, just the pressures of life, I never dealt with it. I never dealt with certain things.
You only got but so many pockets. Like,
exactly.
You know
but the thing is, as I grew, you know what it is? I got clever on hiding my pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we do. We get clever on hiding what's really going on.
So the thing is, something you never took care of reached its head.
Yeah.
And obviously, as you know, God had a purpose for you.
Yes.
Because there's no way. No way in the world that you would get that phone call.
Yeah. At that exact moment, bro. And mind you, I picked up my phone and I was about to turn it off. And when I turned it off, let me say this: I didn't answer her phone call the first time. I sent her the voicemail.
She called right back.
See, I might have sent it to her.
I just want to let y'all know
at least 3 times.
The power of persistence.
Persistence, man. And she would not leave a message.
And not
that's my thing. She's like hung up, calling again.
And your persistence may not always be this drastic to potentially aid in saving a life.
Yeah, but I don't think she even knew that she was like saving my life. And God used her in that moment, because I'm telling you, and we had a pretty cool relationship. Like I could always be, myself around her.
When she asked you how you were, what did you say? You said I'm what?
I said I'm good.
I said I'm good. Man, people always say I'm fine.
Yeah.
That dangerous phrase.
Yeah, that dangerous phrase. How you doing? I'm fine. No, you're not. I'm fine. But then at the same token, I said I'm fine, but my voice, she was like, so that's when she just went on and just ministering to me. Without really ministering to me, she was just loving on me. She was just loving on me. And she got me to a point where I was ready to listen, even though she didn't know what was going on. Then she asked me where I was. She was like, where you at? Because I think she might have heard the noise or whatever. So she knew, like, okay, you're not home. Like, what's going on? You know, where are you at? And I think I remember I telling her that, yo, I'm sorry. I just couldn't do this no more. Then she hit me with what would you have told me? Right? My own words convict. She used my own words that I would tell her, or that she would hear me talk to other people at the job, because everybody at Sloan who knew that I went to church and knew my faith. Every time, listen, I've had nurses, even doctors, pull me in the office, like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I'm thinking of maybe I did something wrong, this and that. They was like, yo, do you mind praying with me right now? Like, I've had people like that reach out to me and grab me, and then here I am.
And you walking around,
and here I am,
a pile of depression,
pile of depression with just a lab coat on. You understand? And then, you know, some way, somehow, she talked me into telling her where I was. That woman left her home and came and got me.
See, I knew who you spoke to on the phone.
Yeah.
I didn't know that she left. Wow.
Yeah, she left her home, and then she even left. She had a family, obviously. Left her family home.
And clearly he's here, y'all.
Yeah, by the grace of God.
And this was
that's somebody.
This was like 8 years ago.
A while ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah. Because my oldest son is 8. Yep.
And the reason why I say that time frame is because, you know, through time you've been able to grow your relationship with God even more.
Facts.
Grow your relationship with your wife even more.
Facts. Yeah.
And formulate real, authentic relationships.
Yep.
Besides that facade that you originally had when you got here.
For years.
And people started to recognize your talent. Not you, but your talent.
Exactly. So it's and that's why I'm not ashamed.
Because I never cared about your music. Not like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're great. You know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I never cared about your music. I was like, me and this dude got some interests.
Yeah, exactly.
We could play basketball together.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
It was just a brotherhood.
We could work out.
Exactly.
He Haitian black, but I'm American black, but we still black.
Black. You know?
So, man, but I don't need to say it. I'm sure there's other people watching this. I don't need to tell you how happy I am that, of course, that did not.
Yeah.
Go. I just can't even.
I would have never met Joseph and Jada.
Yeah. They would not be here.
No, they wouldn't.
I just could not imagine. I probably wouldn't even be a part of the Ebenezer family.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things that
would not have
that could have been offset
in a lot of people's lives that
it would have happened another way. But not like that.
But do you see how one person's life can affect a whole? But you see how we're all connected some way, somehow? This is why you cannot allow the enemy to steal you from the world. Do not allow that, because I'm telling you, when you reach your point in life where you're secure in who you are, it's not just about you.
But, you know, this is just a reminder for, I don't know, like, just always remember that you matter.
Your life matters.
Like, you matter. You are important to somebody.
And you're important to the both of us.
Yeah.
Please.
Unless I would not be telling you that. And I just want to say, before we close it out, like, I want to say, make sure you got somebody, or maybe a few people that's willing to listen.
Yes, at least one, man. You don't need a whole.
You don't need a whole bunch.
One or two.
People's gonna judge. You need somebody that's gonna take your feelings serious. To understand that if you're saying you're not feeling right, then they should listen and try to inquire on what things are possibly gonna make you feel right. Because it's a dangerous thing to when you open yourself up to want to express that some things could be going on and nobody wants to hear you.
And don't ever make anybody feel less of who they are just because of what they're battling, what they're going through. Right. And sometimes, you know, if you are somebody, you know, like me, who has a relationship with God, who goes to church and you're a believer, you know, every situation doesn't require a sermon.
See, and that's what I'm gonna say, because I'm glad you went there, because most people say, these guys talking about somebody, they believe in God. Yes, we do. Yes, we talk to God. But Bible says first natural then spiritual. So I need a
Exactly.
physical being that I could
Because
trust
sometimes,
and
bro,
confide in.
sometimes we're so spiritual that we're losing. We're
Losing your mind,
as
man.
people.
Losing your mind.
Right? You're so spiritual, this, but your life is just upside down. Like, you gotta have it's balance. Life is all about balance. And you gotta be, if you have somebody in your family that's going through depression, bro, like, be the Bible. Don't go find a Bible. Be the Bible. You know what being the Bible is?
Living it, man.
Give that person that hug, love them, let
Yeah.
them know, man, listen, you're not in this by yourself. I'm gonna be there with you, bro. You know what? I'm coming to get you right now. Let's go shop. Like, whatever it is, help the person to find who they are. You can't do it for them. You can't do it for them. They gotta want to do it, but make yourself available. Allowing somebody to understand that, bro, at any minute and at any moment in life, no matter what time it is. It's been time where me and Gene been on the phone 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's been time where we've been at restaurants, late night. It doesn't matter. Like, Gene, I forgot where he was, but he called me and was like, yo, bro, I'm coming over. Like, he drove like 3 hours. I forgot. I think he was in Vermont or
New Hampshire.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, my home and his home, the same thing. We have an open door policy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some things I'm never going to take from him, and there's some things he's never going to take. Like, I can't tell him, like, yo, I didn't hit you up. Nah, that's bull. That's bull, because we have that relationship. If something's going on, you have no excuse why you didn't reach out. You have no excuse. Like, that's why we talk every day. So please, check on your loved ones, especially your strong friends.
Yes.
Check on them every day. Not once a week, not once a month, right? Oh my God, I was just with her on Sunday. How could she do this, on Wednesday? Because you don't know what she was going through after. Some people, like me, you get good at hiding your holes, right? Patch it up. You see those jeans with got a bunch of the patches?
Yep.
We spoke about that.
Yep.
Band-Aid. That was video too.
Man, episode 5.
Yeah.
Look, if you made it this far, even if you didn't make it this far, but if you see this later after you have to come back, understand that we do love you. We appreciate you. We respect you.
Yes, we do.
Take it serious if somebody's telling you that they're not feeling right. Take it serious. Pour out whatever love you have that you are able to pour out.
Yeah.
And take care of that person. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you sharing that.
You
because
right, bro.
Because in our community, that S word, that suicide word that we're gonna call out, people act like it's not real. They act like depression isn't real. But we're here telling you that there's nothing wrong with counsel. There's nothing wrong with therapy. Don't make anybody don't let anybody make you feel like you're wrong or you're weak. Understand that you are strong and you matter. And Breakfast with Bros love you.
Yes.
We thank y'all.
Thank y'all. We want to hear from y'all too, man.
Oh yeah, please. Write in the comments. If you feel brave enough to
if you're
share that
please,
you're going through some stuff, give us that feedback.
Let's start this conversation. Let's help save a life.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you.
All right, y'all. Peace.